So it seems like there were a bunch of us Apex traders who received within the past week, although I don't know exactly how long it's been going on, an email saying that we have like 21 notifications, and we log into our account to find that our accounts are undergoing maintenance, whatever that means. And so yesterday this happened to me midday at 1 o'clock. Thank God I already traded for the day. And wasn't looking for a trade, because then I wouldn't have been able to trade my 2050K Apex accounts. And at the time I was like, what's going on? And so I went on Reddit and found that this was a common problem going on amongst people who have Apex accounts, which is strange. Why would suddenly my account be undergoing maintenance? And find that this is a phenomenon that's been going on for about a week. And so I wasn't freaking out yet, because I still had access to my accounts on Quantower, and I could log into Rhythmic and find my accounts, and then within like 15 minutes all my accounts are gone. This is concerning. I've had these accounts since May of 2024, thereabouts. It's my first 1 through 20 funded with Apex, and I've married them. Been through thick and thin with them. I took my first payout a few months ago after having them for almost a year and a half, so I've really grinded these guys. They were down and out for about a year and a half since I got them, and I finally just rejuvenated them, and have been in a place where I'm actually able to see income coming my way. I finally broke even. Spent about $8,000 on the evaluations and fees, and now I finally paid that back. I paid myself once with 8 accounts, and I had 12 other accounts that were eligible for a payout, and were a few winning trades for me away from paying myself, although I could have paid myself like a month and a half ago, but I didn't, because I wanted a bigger buffer, bigger cushion. I'm planning on having these accounts for a long time. I don't cycle through or gamble my prop accounts. I treat them like a personal account. And anyway, suddenly they're gone, and so that's concerning. And I go online, and this is a common problem, that our accounts are undergoing maintenance. And it seems that the people who this happened to last week or so are getting transitioned to a live program. Okay, cool. A few things. First off, it doesn't necessarily make sense, according to their standards of what considers someone to be live, to move me to live. I paid myself once with Apex, and not very much money, and so maybe this is a way for them to... They're old accounts, so maybe they're transitioning them. Maybe it's a way for them to not have to pay me simulated accounts, because they're projecting that maybe I start to pay myself more in the future, which is undetermined. See, the biggest problem with this, Apex, and please, you're like a Mafia boss, don't fire me, because I want to keep my accounts with you, and I have a lot of money in those accounts relative to my own personal net worth, so please don't fire me, but you are acting like a Mafia boss. All of this could be, and a lot of other people are in much better financial positions than me in terms of their accounts. They've paid themselves way more. They're more profitable traders than I am. Maybe this is a way for them to update the back end for legacy program traders like me, and to get me in my old accounts, as they're doing a full-scale system upgrade on the back end, to make sure that they don't have too much confusion with old accounts, legacy accounts, yada yada yada. Maybe they made the calculation that since I've had my accounts for 2 years, it's worthwhile for me to because I'm not going to blow these accounts. I'm blow up proof, so it makes sense to move me to live. But all these accounts have like $2,500 in them. A few of them more, which isn't crazy compared to a lot of people's balances, but I have had them for 2 years, and a lot of other people are in very different positions than me. The problem, and why they're acting like a Mafia boss, is because all of this could be resolved if they just said something. Instead, we're getting these weird messages in help desk. They replied to me after I was venting, being like, hey, where are my accounts? What's going on? Why am I under maintenance? Can you explain what this is? And they say, thank you, you're being moved to live. Like, thank you, I'm not giving you a compliment. What the fuck? Where are my accounts? What happened? No explanation. They could just send out a Discord message saying, hey, this is what's going on. We're moving you to live, yada yada yada. But they haven't said a peep. They haven't said a word. And there's this weird video going around from the CEO guy saying that, uh, a lot of people in the dashboard have gotten updated to get this message from Daryl saying that you're getting moved live and everything. Like, okay, imagine if this was happening on Top Step or Tradeify or Lucid. Like, this wouldn't happen. They have a live program. You get moved to live, and you're live. And they have all the infrastructure set up, and you don't get moved to live. They wouldn't move people to live if there was no infrastructure set up. This just feels like a total flailing on their behalf. Why is there no infrastructure set up for live? It should be seamless. Why are you moving people to live if you don't even have the live program set up? Is it just something that takes a long time to transition from? Like, it takes a few weeks, a week, 10 days, 14 days? We have no idea. To transition your accounts to live, what have you. But they haven't told us any of that, so we have no idea. All of our accounts are just in purgatory. We have the smallest of information. Now we're all left to speculate that that Apex is having liquidity issues because all of us who are getting moved to live are all somewhat decent traders, profitable traders. We've all paid ourselves before. Maybe they are having liquidity issues, and maybe they're trying to prevent people from taking any further payouts in the future, because in the temporary future, while they get their revenue, their books up, or like, it really doesn't make any sense. And they messaged me back, which was very nice, and they said I'm getting moved to live, and that's cool, that's great. But like, there's been no mass announcement, and maybe it's coming. But that's the problem, is we have no idea. What is this communication? Could you imagine like the shit that Lucid, Topstep, or Tradeify would get if they did something like this? It's only the chief Mafia boss that can do something like this. And they are, and I like Apex, and I've been trading with them for 2 years. And they're the accounts that I can make the most money with, and I'm always going to trade with Apex. Although it kind of feels like a little bit of an abusive relationship, and I'm willing to submit to it because... But come on, like, they have the most disconnected, higher rung. Like, it's so simple. You just have to say something to us. Like, give us something. Maybe the message will come because there's, you go on the Apex Reddit and it's a mess of people being like, all my accounts are gone. Hello, including me. What's going on? Especially for people who don't talk to other traders routinely, and someone who is very much independent and is not in any discords or anything talking to people, and now I'm having to go do that to figure out what's going on. And it's not like we got an email. If I didn't reach out to the help desk, I would have no idea what's going on. My accounts would just be randomly undergoing maintenance. It's very confusing. All of this can be solved with just a few messages, which should have come out last week. I, as the customer who gives you money, who is your customer, should not have to be in this position. What the fuck? I shouldn't have to wonder. Like, it makes no sense on behalf of the customer. This is only something the monopolistic enterprise of the industry is able to do to people because we're all dependent on them. So it's very strange. Could you imagine if Topstep did this? Like, what would happen to them? They would get filleted. It would be full on scorched earth. Anyway, Apex, I beg, and I beg that you say something to us, please. I mean, we're all and you've said stuff to us individually, and we get moved to live, but why would you move us to live if you don't have the infrastructure set up? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Why would you? And maybe you do have the infrastructure set up, but we don't know that. There's all kinds of speculation about people. The meme is that you get moved to live and then you get put, basically it's a shadow ban, it's a soft ban. But I don't want to think that. I like trading with Apex. You guys are nice. You've always been nice. Like, only have good experiences with Apex until this moment, so I don't want to be thinking that you are having liquidity issues and this is a soft ban on all of us, because that's the online speculation, and it's your fault. It's not our fault. It's not misinformation or FUD. It's your fucking fault because you're not communicating with us because you have a disconnected higher chain of command. And this can all be solved by just being open with us or saying something. Something. Like, you look at their recent, which they don't let us talk on Discord because they get roasted too much. But, you know. Anyway, Apex, please. Not please. I'm not trying to beg. Because I'll go trade other firms like I already do. I have 5 other accounts with Apex, Top Step, and Lucid, of which I'm a very happy customer. And I'm a happy customer with Apex, and all of this you can redeem yourself if you just say something to us. Maybe, make a mass announcement. Hey, if your account's undergoing maintenance, please expect an email within 7 to 10 days you'll be getting your account credentials to go live. This is how the live program's going to work. And going forward, here are the rules. Going forward, if your accounts undergo maintenance, please expect 2 to 3 days of X, Y, and Z, and then you'll get your credentials, and then you'll be able to live trade just like this. But instead, all of us are just like, why are all of our accounts turned off? Hello, don't you... Like, why haven't you said anything? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, just a frustrating moment, and all of us are unsure. People on the internet are saying that there's going to be resolution soon, so if that's the case, then great, awesome. But going forward, maybe before you do a mass overhaul of your accounts or overhaul of this giant transition, maybe say something before, something clear and explicit, like talk to me like I'm in 3rd grade, sort of thing. Anyway, I don't know if this voiced the frustration of a trader whose account is undergoing maintenance and is getting moved to live, but I guess I would just like some more clarity, and that seems to be the most diplomatic and political assessment of the situation of the people that I've talked to. I just like some clarity. Anyway,